How are we doing, Billers? Welcome back to another Shroomy T video. And as we see, Bitcoin has got up to 71,000. All the crypto bills on Twitter are getting very excited over a tiny move and saying the bull runs back on. But for me, we're seeing the S&P 500 looking like it's breaking down potentially from its 4-year highs. Again, similar, we've seen the 4-year lows in October of 2022. Are we going to see again lows in the stock market in October of 2026? Are we going to see the same again in here later the year, like we've seen back in October 2022? And if stocks roll down, is Bitcoin going to continue into its 4-year cycle lows like we've seen 2014, 15, 2018, 19, 2022, 2023? Are we seeing the same again later this year into 2027? Again, it's looking fairly similar. And right now we have a CME gap at 81k, which is still opened. So could Bitcoin make a bull trap, a bull run all the way up to 81k, trap all the bulls in and continue this denial before capitulation phase that I believe we're in, and continue the 52-week bear market, which we've seen the last 3 cycles on Bitcoin, from its 2013 peak to its bull, the bear market lows in 2015, from its 2017 peak to the 2018 lows. Every time, roughly a year worth of a bear market. And so far, from the October peak, 126k, we're down to 70k. So far, already down about 50%, but we could go even lower. Again, each time we've seen us get below the 0.76 fib. 0.76, 0.76 fib, and right now we're nowhere near under the 0.76 fib, which is under 40k if we were to get that. So again, for me, loads of things like, well, Bitcoin's definitely topped in my opinion, and we're in a downtrend. Could we get invalidated if we get above this blue line? Yeah, sure, but we're not yet. We're miles off it. And again, 4-week lows, 4-week highs. We can see 2013 4-year high, 2017 4-year high, 2021 4-year high, 2025 4-year high, and the 4-year lows coming in. And that would, if we were to get the same again for the 4th time, we'd expect that later this year. And again, the stock market potentially rolling over here. We've spent many weeks just under the 2.618 fib, and again around that 7,000 mark, which is a psychological number. And from the highs in 2022, well, the 2021 highs for the stock market into the bear market in 2022, from high to low, we managed to rally all the way up. We back tested off the previous all-time high here back in March of 2025, April 2025. Again, that was the tariff time when Trump came into office in January. The tariff fears dropped us down, back tested, and then off we went all the way up to the 2.618 fib, around the 7,000, which we've struggled to get through now. Yes, we could break up here. Yes, we could absolutely rip up here, fine, whatever. Or we could come down into the 4-year cycle lows. Who knows what's going to happen, but right now, with the timing, it looks like the stocks could roll over here. Bitcoin obviously on its way down, in my opinion, and that is where I am with the market. I think we could see a relief rally up to this 81k level where we have a CME gap open, which is yet to be filled, and these kind of act as magnets of liquidity. They don't always need to be filled, but for me, they could. So Bitcoin topped, in my opinion, 4-year cycle top, and looking to put in its 4-year cycle low here. And here, the 4-year cycle low, as we've seen the last 3 times. And for me, I think the stock market could be topped here. And again, looking to put in its 4-year cycle low again, like we've seen in October 2022. So that is where my stance is at the market. I think more pain ahead before we can load up and take advantage of the next bull run starting. And again, if we look at others' dominance, our altcoins' dominance in the whole market, we can see in the 2017 market, we got down into this 4.8%, got to 4.8% in 2019. We wicked roughly down to here in the October flash crash when everything got absolutely nuked. And right now, we've seen the trend line touches being altcoin peaks this cycle, which was April 2024 and obviously Q4 of 2024. And there was a potential case that we could rally up to here when we broke out this fallen wedge, this 1 year downtrend on altcoins back in December, but it just didn't materialize, and I thought we could have got another altcoin peak touching this trend line, but wasn't to be. And for me, it looks like we might roll down and retest these areas from 2017 and 2019. Again, the Fed started to increase their balance sheet in August and September of 2019. Started money printing, and what we can see is that marked the low in here. We then got the same. The Fed ended their balance sheet back in December, the 1st of December of last year, and I don't think that's going to be the bottom. I think we're going to roll over and put in another low like we've seen here around this 4.5% area. Again, later this year, potentially Q4, and that'll be the time I'm looking to load up on altcoins. So that is where I am. And again, on the total crypto market cap now sitting at 2.38 trillion, we can see we have lost this massive support, 9-year support from July of 2017, which we held in the bear market of 2018. The COVID crash swept it, and we bounced off in 2023, and then we've been on top of it and just lost it back in January, going into February. And right now it looks like we could be going into the 4-year lows like we seen in 2018 in December, but again, it would be later in the year, somewhere in here, that we could expect lows later this year, somewhere in here, similar to what we seen 4 years ago in here. Just like we've seen the 2017 top, 4 years later 2021 top, 4 years later 2025 top. So 4-year tops, 4-year bottoms. I would expect a bottom in here if history was to repeat. And we see 4 years before December 2018, we get the December of 2014 lows in here. So this is the total crypto market cap, 4-year low. In here, that was back in 2014. We see we get the 2018 4-year lows. And again, will we get 2026 4-year lows? Again, if we look back at the peaks, so 2017, 4-year high. Four years on from 2017, we had the 2021 4-year high, and again 4 years on from that with the 2025 4-year highs, and that marked the top when we had 19.6 billion liquidations, unfortunately, that we've just not recovered from, and wrecked a lot of market participants. So this is how the total crypto market cap's looking, and yeah, that is where we are at the minute. I'm expecting lower to come. And from the 2017 highs to the bear market lows, when we break this trend line and go flying up, again when we break this kind of fallen wedge pattern we had in January of 2023, we start going up. And again, if we were to get something similar, could be bottoming here and start breaking up. So all to be monitored on the channel at the minute. So again, 2017 from the bear market's like a symmetrical triangle breakout. This was like a fallen wedge, and let's see what we have in store for us here this time round. So for me, risk off at the minute, bearish. I hate making bearish videos, but I have to. It's just giving my honest thoughts on the market. I could be completely wrong, but if you appreciate my insights and what I have to say on the market, even if they could be wrong, they could be right, who knows? What makes a market is everyone having an opinion. So if you like what I have to say and you find it valuable, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and I will see you in the next one.